Hammer, bowling's toughest brand. We started getting tough on dry lane conditions with the new Nail Titanium. Now you have two different options on medium to drier lanes with the new Hammer Spike. Spike gives hammer bowlers a second core option combined with the GTR3 cover stock, made popular by the Taboo Jet Black. This time we've paired up this big back-ending cover with a high RG, high differential core system, first used in the Black Widow Nasty. Spike gives hammer bowlers a completely different motion with big skid in the front of the lane, followed by a continuous back-end motion once it reads the dry boards. With Kegel's Main Street pattern on a high-friction lane surface, you can see the different motions that the Spike will give a wide range of bowlers. Jeremy starts us out with the new Spike. He'll use a Cobalt 5 as a comparison ball, as will the rest of our team. Spike gave Jeremy more push through the front of the lane, created by the high RG core shape. He sees more lope in the front of the lane, followed by an increase in revs down lane. You can actually see that in the colors of the ball, as it revs slower in the front portion than in the back. With this unique core combination, Jeremy's able to push the motion further down the lane and increase the recovery angle. The end result for Jeremy is the Spike being 2 boards stronger in hook and much later down the lane versus the Cobalt 5. You'll see some of the same differences for Robert as well. The Spike makes more of a round and continuous hooking shape versus the Cobalt 5. Robert gets great push out of the Spike with a strong reaction to the dry section at the end of the oil pattern. For Robert, the Spike is 2 to 3 boards stronger than the Cobalt 5 with a completely different look at the lane. Kim Mann is up next with a 4.5-inch pin to PAP Spike. Cobalt 5 gave Kim a smooth hooking dry lane ball reaction. With the Spike, the high RG core system pushes so far down the lane for her that it actually gives her a straighter reaction versus the 5. Lower revolution players will need to keep the Spike on dry or broken down lane patterns. Sean Lee actually sees some of the biggest differences between the Spike and the Cobalt 5. With Sean's medium revolution game, Spike offers him a ball that slides easier to the break point and then picks up a strong roll down lane. For players like Sean, the Spike will be a perfect bridge between our aggressive Arson Series balls and our weaker Nails. This ball fills the gap nicely and will become a welcome addition to our arsenal. Sean's got it right at 2 boards stronger than the Cobalt. Our final player is our lefty, Les Mann. Les is a stronger-handed lefty than most, so he loves it when we make balls for medium to drier lane conditions. Spike fits that bill perfectly. With the polished surface and the strong engine, Les is able to get real aggressive at the bottom of his swing. The overlay for Les actually shows exactly what the Spike is built to do. The high RG core system pushes the ball further down the lane with the strong track flare and cover stock giving it the ability to recover. Don't forget to check out Hammer on Facebook, Twitter, and our website at hammerbowling.com.